Hey y'all, welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. My apologies, I haven't been talking in my videos. I have been completely under the weather. However, I have some really good exciting news on why I am under the weather, but I'll leave that for another video. So if you guys didn't know, Zoe Saldaña is getting a complete enormous backlash, just like when she portrayed Nina Simone in blackface. And let me just say, it is so interesting how things are unraveling, I should say, because baby, this is just getting weirder and weirder by the day, as you guys can see, by the videos that I post. But without any further ado, you guys already know how I do things here. Don't forget to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you automatically become a member of this village. And I hope you guys have a great day. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. See y'all on my next video.
First of all, I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended. That was never our intention. We spoke and we came from a place of love, and I will stand by that. I don't share your opinion. For me, the heart of this movie was not Mexico. We weren't making a film about a country. We were making a film about 4 women. Yes. And these women could have been Russian, could have been Dominican, could have been black from Detroit, could have been from Israel, could have been from Gaza. And these women are still very universal women that are struggling every day at trying to survive systemic oppression and trying to find their most authentic voices. So I will stand by that. But I'm also always open to sit down with all of my Mexican brothers and sisters and with love and respect, having a great conversation on how Emilia could have been done better. I have no problem.
Now that you've had a day or two to familiarize yourself with what's going on, now we're going to explain to you why we're upset. When Zoe Saldaña, if you don't know what's going on, and no, we're not pronouncing it as Saldaña because she never came on the scene as that. She wanted to be Saldana because she was ashamed to be of Latin culture. She wanted to separate herself from Latin culture as far as she could get so that she could get accepted into Hollywood, and it worked. She started getting roles. Okay, so you're not going to spin back around and want us to pronounce your name the way you want it. No. You're playing games. Second of all, she starred in a movie that misrepresented Mexican men and women. So when we tell her this, okay, when we're telling her this, she's basically saying we should shut up and just be grateful that she even took the role. Well, you don't represent us. Okay, you can't say that you're going to be open to us having a conversation. We don't want to talk to you because we see how, did you see how aggressive she was with that reporter? That was very ignorant. It was ignorant. It was rude. It was condescending. And why she was really acting like she wanted to square up with the reporter for the question. Well, really, it wasn't a question. It was a statement. The aggression and the disrespect is why we're upset. When you accept a role portraying a culture you don't come from, you listen to us when we correct you about the role that you took. You don't tell us to sit down and shut up, basically in so many words. You don't talk to us like that. Especially, and you're portraying us on TV. She need to check herself. And after that movie, I've never supported her to begin with. That's twice. She was disrespectful with the Nina Simone movie, and now she's being double disrespectful. And don't even get me started on Selena Gomez. That's a whole nother girl. No, we don't accept her either.
Let me get this straight. So, no eres Dominicana. You're not Dominican? And you're not black either. So that means you're not a Latina. And to appease Hollywood, the executive producers, directors, fellow actors, you took off the ñ, because you know, that separates you. That is your divide, right? That makes you one of them and none of us. And yet, you go and portray a character in a movie in Mexico, but you claim the movie was never about Mexico. It was never about Mexico, girl? It was never about femicide? It was never about the daily hurdles of women in Mexico? The disappearances? It was not about that. I get it, okay. I'm so glad you answered that question after you won that Oscar. I think you were afraid of answering that question that way. And you made sure you had that Oscar in your hand before you answered that question like that, huh? I get it, yeah. Miss Zoe Saldaña, Somebody's gonna find that in you somewhere, and it's gonna remind you who you really are, girl. I'd love to know who you really are, by the way. If you're not Dominican, no eres dominicana, and then you don't claim to be black either. What are you? You have a huge identity crisis. But you need to figure it out, because Latinos don't count on our support.
When Zoe Saldaña won an Oscar, she mentioned how she was the first Dominican woman to win an Oscar. And she hopes she won't be the last. Some people are asking, why do people only mention their country of origin, ethnicity, their race when it comes to winning awards? But when it comes to marriage, relationships, people that they have business partnerships with, they don't really seem to focus that much on their ethnicity, their race, the country of origin. And some people are saying, for one sister to choose a particular type of man, that's one thing. But for all sisters to consistently choose the same type of man, well, my friend, that speaks of ideology, that speaks of purpose, that speaks of intent. What do you reckon?
I will never, ever, ever forgive Zoe Saldana for taking a role to play Nina Simone. And not only that, she agreed to being put in blackface, basically, and put like a prosthetic nose, and also have a voiceover, for the scenes where she sang and whatnot. They did voiceovers. And yes, I haven't watched a biopic, and I never will watch it. Like, when I saw these images, that already discouraged me to watch it. Like, Viola Davis, Michaela Coel, and many more dark-skinned actresses with unambiguous black features who can sing especially were on the table. Like, how did production think this was a way to respect her legacy? Nah, bro.
Chismosas, in case you guys have been living under a rock or something, Zoe Saldaña just won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, and a lot of people are upset about this because if you guys don't already know, she won the Oscar for her role in the movie Emilia Perez. Now, in itself, that movie had a lot of drama surrounding it, from the Selena Gomez of it all to the Carla Sofia Gascon. On top of all of that, this movie took place in Mexico, and it's about a leader of a cartel, if you know what I'm talking about. And the whole movie is about how the leader is trying to disappear and transition. I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, why are people so mad about that? And this was all addressed on the red carpet after she won this award. And an interviewer was like, a lot of things have been said about the movie, about trans people, about empowering women, but less has been said about Mexico, which is the heart of it. What would you say about the heart of this movie, but also the topic that is really hurtful for us Mexicans? And Zoe said, first of all, I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended by Emilia Perez. That was never our intention. We spoke and came from a place of love, and I will stand by that. And then she went on to say that she doesn't share the reporter's opinion. For me, the heart of this movie was not Mexico. We weren't making a film about a country. We were making a film about 4 women. And these women could have been Russian, could have been Dominican, could have been black, from Detroit, could have been from Israel, could have been from Gaza. And these women are still very universal women that are struggling every day trying to survive systemic oppression and trying to find their most authentic voices. And she went on to say, I will stand by that, but I'm also always open to sit down with all of my Mexican brothers and sisters with love and respect, having a great conversation on how Emilia could have been done better. I have no problem. I welcome it. Thank you. Okay, now, obviously, that didn't sit too well. Obviously, people didn't like that she said that Mexico wasn't the heart of it, and they were not too happy with her responses in general. Now, I didn't see the movie myself, so I can't actually comment on this because, honestly, I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't think this is for me, and just personally. But all that being said, I hadn't heard of that particular criticism of the movie because it was overshadowed with so many other things, but I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things tea.
Did I miss the memo when Zoe Saldana started going by Zoe Saldaña? Well, I didn't know she had a tilde over the end. She won that Oscars, and they were like, Zoe Saldaña. I said, Danya? I didn't know that baby was a Danya. I thought she was a Donna.
Zoe Saldaña faced backlash after saying sorry that many Mexicans felt offended in their portrayal of Emilia Perez. Shortly after claiming her Oscar win, a journalist reportedly said the film was really hurtful for us Mexicans, to which she responded it was never our intention and that we spoke from a place of love. She added the heart of this movie was not Mexico, instead it was about friendship, a film about 4 women. To which she continued saying these women could have been Russian, Dominican, Black from Detroit, from Israel, or could have been from Gaza. And that these women are still very universal women that are struggling every day but trying to survive systemic oppression. And it sparked reactions online. Some of Emilia Perez's film critics have stated the movie lacks cultural representation and holds an insensitive portrayal of Mexico. With one Mexican screenwriter, Hector Guillen, saying to the BBC it was a Eurocentric production and tweeting this.
Y'all gonna want to fight me over this, but I don't care. The reason why you guys are so mad about Zoe Saldana getting up there saying that she's the first Dominican to receive an Oscar award is because you guys hate when dark-skinned people are mixed with anything or have any kind of lineage to any other nationality besides Black. Light-skinned and mixed people get to claim every race that they are. They get to be proud of everything while still simultaneously being Black. But the moment a brown-skinned or a dark-skinned person says, well, actually I'm mixed, or actually I'm this, and I'm proud of that, you guys have a fucking problem with it. Like, no, you have to be Black. You're only Black. You're a Black woman. Zoe Saldana know damn well she's a Black woman. I'm pretty sure she gets treated like that all the time. But her parents are immigrants. So you cannot take that experience of growing up with Hispanic immigrant parents away from somebody because they're dark or darker. And I feel like I can speak on this because as a Hispanic dark person, I don't even tell people I'm Hispanic anymore because that is all that they want to try to say, that I hate myself or I must hate being Black because I know my family. But yeah, I'm not even going to make this video too long because I already know y'all going to try to argue with it and do all that. But the real reason is because she's dark skinned. It's because she's darker skinned. You guys do not want her to claim any heritage back to the Hispanic people that have raised this woman.
I've been seeing this interview with Zoe Saldana all up and down my timeline, and I just wanted to use my platform to give my Mexican hermanos y hermanas a space to share their feelings. Y'all know I love my Mexican brethren, and I have Mexican residency. I've called Mexico home, and the people of Mexico have treated us well. And I just want to offer that I know that rage. I know that feeling of insult, that feeling of audacity. How dare you? But once again, it's Ramadan. I just wanted to offer my Mexican brethren the safe space to say what they need to say. 'Cause boy, does the North remember.
A long enough part of my childhood was spent in literally physically in DR for me to have been raised to like Zoe Saldaña. Like, there's a big ass mural of her in the city in DR where my father is from. Like, he also raised me to like Zoe Saldaña because he's not a pop culture enthusiast. He just knows she's Dominican and famous, and he wanted me to know that I could do whatever I want. So he was like, look at this beautiful Dominican woman who is famous. This can be you. Like, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate these ideals. And I just did my research after she won that Oscar because I was like, wow, I can't believe Dominican women have been winning Oscars. I don't fuck with that hoe. You what? She played who? You did who? Nina Simone. Her responses to people not liking the movie. I didn't even watch the movie. I didn't even watch the movie. The movie? Point is, do research on the idols of your childhood before you support them as an adult, because it's a no for me.
Alright, let's make this quick. I wanted to address the negativity surrounding my Oscar win and the things that I said, and I want to say I am truly sorry that you're so fucking weak. I'm sorry that I'm rich and you're poor. I'm sorry that I won an Oscar and you're watching it at home. I'm sorry that I think Detroit is disgusting. I'm sorry that you think that Mexicans are so important to the story when the story is not even about Mexicans. It's about 4 girls, 4 women becoming women together in the face of oppression that a man put onto them. Okay? It's about women sticking up for each other and finding sisterhood in one another. It's not for your think pieces. It's not to be PC. It's about accepting who you truly are. I'm so sorry that you thought this was ever about you when it was always about me and my win and my needs, and how being better than everyone around you inevitably invites criticism into your life. And I'm sorry that I have to deal with this shit. Thank you so much.
No comparto tu opinión. El corazón de esta película no es México. Güey, acabas de ganar tu primer Oscar gracias a un tema sociopolítico extremadamente doloroso en México. Tienes a una periodista mexicana que te está diciendo que es un tema doloroso para ella y tú le dices que no estás de acuerdo, que no compartes su opinión. Y aparte, el corazón de esta película no estuvo en México. Esta mustia ya con el Oscar en la mano y agarrándolo como que si se lo fueran a quitar, ya le valió madre. Ahí les va lo que yo opino de verdad. De verdad estoy emputada. O sea, emputada a un nivel que no sé cómo explicarlo. Aparte, en ninguno de los dos premios que recibieron se mencionó ni siquiera a México, obviamente, tampoco a la comunidad trans. Nomás tuvimos a esa otra pendeja cantando ¡Emilia! Como, o sea, güey, bájenla del puto escenario. Tengo mucho coraje, o sea, tengo mucho coraje. Y lo único que salen de mí son insultos, pero de lo peor. Güey, tenían a Mick Jagger ahí. Era para que Elton John recibiera el premio. Y me dices que se lo dan a el mal, güey. Es una condena. Que la vieja estuviera... ni siquiera me sé su pinche nombre y no me lo quiero saber, no me interesa. Pero que estuviera cantando la canción de Emilia cuando recibió su premio. Fue una burla para mí, para todos los mexicanos. O sea, yo lo sentí así como una burla para...
First of all, I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended. That was never our intention. We spoke and we came from a place of love, and I will stand by that. I don't share your opinion. For me, the heart of this movie was not Mexico. We weren't making a film about a country. We were making a film about 4 women. Yes. And these women could have been Russian, could have been Dominican, could have been black from Detroit, could have been from Israel, could have been from Gaza. And these women are still very universal women that are struggling every day, that trying to survive systemic oppression and trying to find their most authentic voices. So I will stand by that. But I'm also always open to sit down with all of my Mexican brothers and sisters and with love and respect, having a great conversation on how Emilia could have been done better. I have no problem. I welcome it.
Zoe Saldana really got in front of those cameras and said, "Hey Mexican people, I know that you were offended by a racist movie in which we put a racist Spanish woman in brownface and then made an entire film based off of horrible stereotypes of not only trans people but Mexican people, to where a point where we literally say a character smells like guacamole and mezcal. But you know what? Sorry you're offended, but I don't feel that way. And besides, we didn't make this movie about Mexico. We made it about 4 women. Even though those 4 women are in Mexico and deal with issues that Mexican women, particularly Mexican trans women, deal with. It's just insane how, like, she didn't learn anything from the response to her playing Nina Simone. Like, she's such a weirdo. Such a goddamn weirdo. This is why I can't bring myself to watch freaking Guardians of the Galaxy, because she's such a goddamn weirdo. Like, I'm tired of seeing her. Like, she cannot have a normal opinion as a Latina. Like, what the fuck is with her? She shouldn't have won that freaking award, and they shouldn't have won Best Song for El Mal. El Mal is it's a mediocre song. I'm not going to say it's a bad song, because there are way worse songs in that movie, but it's not a bombastic great song. It's mid as fuck.
A slightly more serious video. We're going to talk about what Zoe Saldana said at the Oscar. Don't mind the car honking real quick. So she said, "I'm very sorry that so many Mexicans felt offended. I don't share your opinion. To me, the heart of the film was not Mexico." See, this is how you know that Zoe hasn't been hearing or even reading the criticisms for the movie. See, the major problem is that we know exactly what went into this movie. We've heard the statements from the director. We've heard statements from producers and the people that cast. The biggest problem that we are hearing is the way Mexico was portrayed here. We all know that Mexico does have cartels, you know? I want you guys to tell me, when was the last time there was an American movie that featured Mexico that didn't involve the cartel? It's very hard, right? Americans that don't know anything about Mexico are exposed to media like this. For whatever reason, Mexico is always portrayed as the land of the cartels. And a counterpoint that I keep on seeing when we criticize this movie about the portrayal of Mexico, oh, it's bad when we don't talk positive about Mexico. That argument is like a completely different argument. It's not even addressing what we're talking about. It's the misconception that this type of media keeps on portraying Mexico as, which it's not that at all. The idea of this movie of a Mexican trans woman is a fantastic idea. There's so many things you can talk about. You can talk about machismo culture within Mexico. You could have criticized how LGBTQ plus people are treated sometimes, you know? It could have been a lovely story. But for some reason, the only way that this could have been interesting is by running that dumb and overused tropes of Mexican people only being drug lords and stuff. I hope you can tell how upset I am. And I am absolutely upset that this movie won awards and was even nominated. Not only are Mexican people disappointed and furious over this movie, but you have also offended the trans community. I can't speak for the trans community about the feelings on this movie, so I suggest you listen to those voices. Our criticisms and them going unheard is what's really, I hope the director and Zoe Saldana have a day. Keep your ears closed, see where that gets you.
I'm not the one you want, babe.
It's a shame, but you know what? I will follow your precedent, Miss Zoe Saldaña. Nos quedamos con la ñ. We'll keep the ñ. That's how you made it in Hollywood, right? Taking off the ñ to be more palatable for American audiences. And now you want to be a Latina? ¿Qué dice mi dedito? As my grandmother would say. And you want to blame everyone else except yourself. Yeah, society. I couldn't put an ñ. Oh my God, people will think I'm Afro-Latina. People will think I'm brown. Bitch. Please. It is pretty impressive, but you managed to offend both Afro and Latinos. Claiming you're not black, but you're Dominican. Nationality, race. Look it up in the dictionary. But then taking on a role of a prominent historical black American woman like Nina Simone and doing low-key blackface and putting on a prosthetic nose. Girl, I thought you weren't black. And then taking on a prominent role in a film like Amelia Perez, set in Mexico, engrossed in Mexican culture and socioeconomic events like femicides and kidnappings and the cartel, and then saying, it's not a Mexican story. It's a story about women. Bro, you're twisted, okay? And I will be saying your name incorrectly for the rest of my days, Zoe Saldaña. And Saldana at that. Bye, girl.